What's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about Seth Rollins' promo from last night when he cut the promo with Paul Heyman, right? I would like to talk about this shit, right? There was a lot on my mind here, and there was a lot of facts that were proven and that proved my point last night, right? About the situation. So Seth Rollins told Paul Heyman that CM Punk doesn't care about you. CM Punk said he's here to make money, not friends. He didn't save you from Solo Sikoa. He didn't, he only came back to Survivor Series to help you for his own pockets and for his own good, so he could get back in the picture. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of can understand what Seth Rollins was saying because we barely see CM Punk around. You know what I mean? And then he talked about Roman Reigns. He said Roman Reigns doesn't even show up. Roman Reigns uses you for his luggage, for his packages, suitcases, all that. So basically, Paul Heyman is like it's Roman's bitch, and Paul Heyman is being presented as a bitch on TV. You know what I mean? He's being presented as somebody's puppet, which any other grown man, a person who don't want to be nobody's puppet, we don't play like that. You know what I mean? But that's his character on TV. Now, Seth Rollins was just saying, man, I can make it get out of this situation right now. I was thinking that he meant by just like teaming up with him or just, being his wise man. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, he meant by like, I'm going to kick you in your back of your face and stomp you out if you don't get out of my ring. He threatens Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman says, you get your goddamn hands off of me. You know what I'm saying? Because, Paul Heyman is taking a lot right here. Paul Heyman has a lot of taking before WrestleMania. Is he going to be on CM Punk's side, or is he going to be on Roman's side? You get what I'm saying? So we got to think here. What is Paul Heyman going to do? Is he going to listen to Seth Rollins and go on about his business? Call Brock Lesnar, get him back here? You know what I'm saying? And since Brock Lesnar's not here, we have to have a new Paul Heyman guy. And the only man that could be is Seth freaking Rollins. Because Seth Rollins is looking like a fucking wimp. He's out here looking like a walking clown. He's out here looking like a fake ass Ric Flair and looking like a freaking clown. You know what I'm saying? Seth Rollins, what happened to the Seth Rollins when he defended his Intercontinental Championship and was saying, I am going to defend my title every night. Brock Lesnar doesn't show up. I am a fighter. I'm going to defend this and give an open challenge to anybody who wants a shot. Anybody who wants an opportunity, who deserve opportunities. You know what I'm saying? We need those. We need that Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like the authority of Seth Rollins, but he needed help. He got help in every match of his in his title match. He needed help in every win of his match. But doesn't matter. We could get back to that point. Why? Because like I said, Seth Rollins is a fucking joke. So we need to do this for WrestleMania. Seth Rollins, he wins the match. Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They're confused. They're thinking Paul Heyman is a snake. They're thinking Paul Heyman did this and that. But in reality, like I just said, Roman Reigns wasn't there for Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns doesn't show up to do his job. You get what I'm saying? Now that's a red flag. CM Punk, he barely shows up. Red flag. You know what I'm saying? So the only option that I've always said in my other videos, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman form a faction. They unite with each other. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. So we have Paul Heyman being Seth Rollins' wise man. Simple as that. Now I understand there's a lot of people on the internet are gonna say this is a stupid idea. Nobody, who gives a fuck if Seth Rollins teams up with Paul Heyman? Who gives a fuck if Paul Heyman brings in Seth Rollins? Who cares, right? Who gives a fuck what you guys did? Y'all gotta understand, bro. This is the only way we can save WrestleMania, and that is have Seth Rollins beating Jey Uso and Gunther at WrestleMania. John Cena wins his title, and John Cena and Seth Rollins are standing tall as world champions at the end of WrestleMania, with Paul Heyman and The Rock standing next to them. Because The Rock's not gonna be there, why the fuck don't you have John Cena around? You get what I'm saying? That's the only way that can have this faction be good here. If we need consistency, matches, and things leading up to it. You understand? So like, the only thing we could do here is have Paul Heyman turn on the guys. He unites with Seth Rollins. He wins the title the same night or at Backlash. Raw after WrestleMania. Something. Seth Rollins needs to win this title somehow or some way. You feel me? And this is what? Until May 10th? You might as well do it a Raw after WrestleMania. Make something happen, goddammit. We need some ratings to go up, and there's some shit that can have people to win. You'd be like, holy shit. Paul Heyman just turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins is united with him, and he's champion again. He's uniting with John Cena again. You get what I'm saying? People are gonna want to invest and get into that. You know what I'm saying? But I hope Triple H could listen here. If he could turn John Cena heel, I have faith that he could probably turn Seth Rollins heel too. You know what I'm saying? But all they're gonna do is turn people heel. But you need to make these people more serious and look a little different. Present it different. You know what I mean? And with Roman Reigns, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen to him. I don't even care anymore. Because all Roman Reigns is gonna do is leave after WrestleMania. He is gonna be nowhere to be found. He's gonna be nowhere to be found. CM Punk's probably gonna be here probably around May or June, competing the Money in the Bank, and it's supposed to have a match between those two at SummerSlam. So yeah, man, the only way we could do this shit is have Seth Rollins be in a huge feud with Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso. I don't even care who it is. It might as well be Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins could get his win over Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins could get his win back because Seth Rollins was being treated like shit lately. Now, I understand he was world champion for almost a year, but still, he lost to Cody Rhodes 3 fucking times. You know what I'm saying? That definitely needs to. We need to switch this shit up around. We need to save Seth Rollins, and we need to save Paul Heyman. Now, I understand those two are snakes. They're gonna turn on each other. One is gonna turn on the other one, and the other one is gonna turn on the other one. So, like, what else you guys gotta say here? Nothing. We all know they're snakes. But this, like I said, this could save Seth Rollins' career. Real talk. WWE doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know how to be consistent enough with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So the only thing they can do here is focus on Seth Rollins. Because Seth Rollins says he's leaving soon. Focus on Seth Rollins. Because he's not going to be here any much time longer. So if he's going to be here, have Seth Rollins be world champion and unite with Paul Heyman. Save his career. Bottom line.